Is just to stop depending. Your happiness needs to stop depending on what everyone else thinks, and this is something that will take time. This is not an overnight.
No, most of this isn't overnight, but this one especially. But go ahead. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, you're
cut you off.
You're absolutely fine. This one takes a long time, but the more you can. I don't want to say stop caring because that's not the right term, but the more your happiness is not contingent upon what others think.
I would go with that, and how they judge you, which goes back to what they think about. We just touched hands on camera. That was weird. What other people think about you, right? And you know what? I use this phrase. Somebody asked me one time on a podcast, Dom, do you care what people think about you? And it's not that I don't care what people think about me. I care more about what they think about themselves. And I say that because when a person can judge you, there's something about you that they probably need in their life, but their way of expressing it is oftentimes in a negative space, right? It's I look at it from a standpoint of start to get comfortable with who you are. And the only way, in my experience, to do that is to spend time by yourself. And we go back to speaking. Like on stage, you're by yourself.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes on camera, you're by yourself. So I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm gonna be a great speaker. No, like it just happened. Yes, I low-key called myself a great speaker. You have to, I vacationed by myself, right? I took myself out to dinner. One is cheaper, way cheaper, and I got dessert. And then I just, you start doing fun stuff. Like, what do you do for fun?
I like to go golfing.
Okay, because you're a pretty confident dude. And for two guys under 6 feet tall, I mean, you would think and balding, and we're both short, so you'd think we wouldn't be as confident as we are. But you are. So,
okay.
Where'd that come from? I think is where I was going with that.
In my opinion, I think that's just come from trying to become. I mean, I like to enjoy myself.
Okay, fair enough.
First of all, and so I won't enjoy myself if I'm uncomfortable, and I don't know. I don't know exactly how to answer that.
That makes sense because how many people put themselves in positions where they're uncomfortable just to appease a friend, just to appease a parent? And I'm talking grown people.
Right.
Like we both have friends that are in careers that they're in just because their parents thrust them into that.
Absolutely.
So learning to be okay with not appeasing really anybody. And look yourself in the mirror. One of the things I used to think was stupid was when people gave themselves affirmations, but I do them now, and it freaking works.
It really does. That is something. Actually, now that you brought that up, that's something that a little story here, right? So I was in a job years ago, and I had a boss that really didn't like me.
You don't say.
He asked me to.
So he's a likable guy. But if I wasn't me, I don't think we could rub each other the wrong way, but we don't. I digress. Go ahead. Sorry, sir.
Okay. And we were having some issues, but I knew that if I wanted to keep this job, I had to make this work. And I used to tell myself every day, and this sounds crazy, but I'd say it over, and I am so lucky to have Dan as a boss and a friend.
Put his name out there.
That's fine. He knows. We're friends now.
All right. Isn't that weird how that works?
Good friends. Turned out that he was a good boss, but just we had some issues when we first met.
Okay. Fair enough.
It worked out. It worked out very well. And like I said, I consider him a good friend and a good boss, or he was a boss.
Right.
Now, so it definitely worked.
And that when you go into a situation, and I'm gonna use the phrase like open-minded, you were open-minded, even though it was forced, and if the money wasn't there, probably wouldn't have been as open-minded.
That's not how I normally would have reacted to the situation.
But we all have situations where he's a gatekeeper. We go to work, there's a boss we don't like, but we have to tell ourselves, you know what? At the end of the day, I have to make this situation work out because my negative response to this impacts my family.
That's right.
Right? So look at the negative responses that you might have and ask yourself, okay, my negative response to my anxiety is impacting me in what areas? Right? Your health, oftentimes, your relationships, right? Your inability to connect. And if you're speaking in sales, you want to connect. at all times.
Right.
As a speaker, you want to connect at all times. If you're doing videos, you want to connect at all times. So I would take Jimmy's. You had one affirmation, and you said, you probably said it a couple hundred times?
Over and over and over every morning. So that was what I did. And it was just I had to get it in my head. And you can't do it once.
No,
I think
it's like 100 times at a minimum.
And I've used that with other things as well. You think of it as the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, totally. It works.
And you believe it, and it works. But you got to start by sometimes tricking your mind a little bit.
You do.
Into believing it, right?